Well. Here's something I never thought we would say probably ever again. Welcome to the rebirth of the Walkway to Fight Club. As you can see there, I am Steven Muehlhausen. I used to say formerly of the Zone, but as of yesterday, that is no longer the case. As I got laid off on Friday morning, and I'm more than okay with that. I want to thank the Zone for everything. It means a lot. I did a lot of cool stuff. We'll get more into that along the way, but I don't want to really dwell on it. But I do want to thank them for the opportunity, because that's all life is an opportunity. And I want to thank everyone who reached out, DM, email, text message. The combat sports world let me know how loved I am, and I do greatly appreciate that. So thank you so much for that. But enough of the mushy stuff. We'll get more into that next week. But I do want to just say this is going to be regular. We're going to be doing podcast, Raw recaps, SmackDown recaps, pay-per-view recaps, Dynamite recaps. We're going to be UFC pay-per-view recaps, major boxing card recaps. We're going to be doing preview shows, interviews. So whatever you don't catch on the YouTube channel, and you do see that there, if you're watching via YouTube, just hit that subscribe button, and you'll get your proper notifications. Also, if you're watching this on Twitter, hit that follow button. Just follow me on Twitter. Even if you're watching on Twitter, go to the YouTube page, type in the Walkway to Fight Club, and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching on Instagram, or even if you want to know my Instagram, just hit at S Muehlhausen JR. That's SMUEHLHAUSEN. I'm back. And the key thing is I'm going to have fun, because I want to have fun. This is me. I want to do it. Let's freaking go. And I thought I might as well just start right away. And we'll start with the Elimination Chamber, which was from... I thought it was a really good show. And I didn't, I don't know, I hate saying really. But yes, it was a very good show. Now, one thing I do want to say is, let's see, I'm getting some comments here, and I do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And make sure you guys leave comments. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you can leave a super chat your question. Well, guys, I'm not going to charge you to answer a question. I know some people do that. Not my cup of tea. So we will definitely not be doing that. But let's start with the Elimination Chamber. I did not get up at 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central. I slept. When you have two children, you kind of need to sleep. But I thought a very solid show from Perth, Australia. I don't think it was nothing you really missed. The men's chamber match was really good, with Drew McIntyre winning. I thought the main event, which I thought was the right main event, and I was very leery on how WWE would go about it, but they did headline with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. Rhea Ripley did retain, better than expected. And, I know I sit here and just rip Nia Jax a new one, but tickle me impressed. Very good performance. Rhea retains the title. She'll go on to face Becky Lynch. I thought that match was... The match was good. The match was solid, but to me, the match that stood out the most was the women's Elimination Chamber match, which was won by Becky Lynch. We'll get into that in a quick moment. But they did the kickoff. You had Sam Roberts and the crew. They were in Stamford, and then they did the Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae against the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag titles. Nothing really. That was more of, let's get an Australian on the show. Let's get Indy Hartwell on. Let's have her show out. Let's have her look good. She looked good. Better than I think she's looked. I actually like the fact they have her in a tag team. I think that's something WWE really needs, I think, with her to really look at, to get her more to that level, get her more over. I think she does need a lot of ring work. Man, don't forget, leave a question, leave a comment. I will answer everything because that's what I'm here for, and I will answer any questions you have on the Elimination Chamber. Instead of hearing me ramble, I would appreciate some questions. That would be very so kind. Thank you so much. So we're trying out something new here. But the way, very short, nothing like, not tag team of the year. It wasn't whatever 19-star. It wasn't 19-star match. However, you guys want to rate it. Solid match. Nothing to really write home about. Kabuki Warriors did retain the tag titles. Indy got a good reaction from the crowd in Perth after the match. And then they did kick off with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. And Becky Lynch did win. She did start out the match with Naomi. And I thought really it's the right finish. It's your biggest star, your biggest attraction. Female side. No offense, I know Bianca Belair's got the Hulu show, which is awesome, by the way. And I love the fact I'm subscribing to Hulu. Yes, I will endorse The Rock real quick. Zoa, my first time I'm trying, so let's take a little taste test here. Very good. Very, very good. Wife's not happy I got it, but that's okay. My money too. But it was more like you already knew how the match was going to lay out. It was going to come down to Becky and Bianca, but how do you get there? I would not have eliminated Naomi right away. You're paying her well. Yeah, she showed out at the Rumble. You put her in this pay-per-view, but why is she getting eliminated first? I have a major issue with her coming out, her getting eliminated first. That doesn't really make a whole heck of a lot of sense. I was really baffled by the fact WWE chose to go that route. I wouldn't have gone that way. I would have gone. I know people, Liv Morgan. I'm not sold on Liv Morgan. Her promos, not so much. The look, I can do without. I would have had Liv Morgan eliminated a lot earlier than she was. But to me, at the start of the match, Becky won. She's going to get to shine. But I really think you need to give a lot of credit to Tiffany Stratton. She just showed out. She showed up. And she showed out. And that type of performance is what you're really looking for here. And could she deliver on the main stage? You could see it there in NXT, but you really didn't know how it would correlate going on to the main roster. And she just showed out. She performed. Being eliminated by Liv Morgan, the crowd was unhappy. They were chanting Tiffy time. I was chanting Tiffy time just watching as a fan. I thought that was a really cool moment there in Australia because if you can make the case, she got the third biggest reaction in the match. You can maybe even say, I actually think second if you really want to go out there and go out on a limb. I would say second to Becky Lynch. I think she got a bigger reaction than Bianca. I think the act is starting to get a little thin with Bianca Belair, and the crowd is correlating with that, and they're starting to really see that. But I will say, I love the finish. The match was good. Much as I'm ragging on Liv Morgan, I'm not saying I'm not a fan. I respect that all the time, but something about her just doesn't click and jive very well with me with her. But the finish, I thought, because it came down to Liv, it came down to Becky, it came down to Bianca, and it all came down in really one shoot. Two of those, I don't know what kind of job, you can call them code breakers, I guess, if you want to really say it. That's what they were referring to during the match. Code breakers by Liv to Becky, then to Bianca. Bianca's about to hit the KOD. I want to make sure I got that in my notes right, because that was the way they went creatively by that was, I thought, very well. Belair tried for the KOD on Lynch. Liv Morgan just kind of strolled in there, got the pin for the 1, 2, 3, and then right up, bam, Becky Lynch hit the manhandle slam. 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch is going on to WrestleMania. She will face Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's Championship. I hate this. I just call it Raw and SmackDown. Let's call it a day. Bianca was in shock, looked like she was about to cry. I want to see. I think it's time for Bianca to go heel. I've been saying this for a while. I think she can cut a better heel promo. Her as a face right now, I'm just kind of like, no. I mean, not my wheelhouse, not my cup of tea. But I would honestly, right now, today, I would go with Bianca Belair turning heel. But we do get the match everyone wants to see at WrestleMania, which is Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. And I remember, we'll break the fourth wall. I had a comment. When I talked to Becky Lynch a little more, less than 2 years ago in New York, me and her were talking. And I asked, what's left on this bucket list? And she said Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. And I was just like, okay. That was the one match that she thought could be bigger than her and Ronda in the ring. I'm sold. And they've been teasing it for a few weeks. The crowd's into it. I'm into it. Should that headline night one? No. But I would open night one or even open night two with that match. I think this is kind of the route I would go. But that's just texting my wife here to apologize for that, guys. But I thought really well done. Now we get to, and really quickly, what in the blue moon is Raquel Rodriguez doing? I know she had her health issue. Just wasn't feeling Raquel Rodriguez. I don't know why. I'm glad she's okay. Health, safety, most important. There's a little on the whole thing with Raquel Rodriguez. But let's get right back into. Then I thought what I wasn't expecting much, but ended up being pretty good. It was the Judgment Day, Damian Priest, Finn Balor defending the Undisputed Tag titles against the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. And I'll be honest, wasn't expecting much because you kind of know where that's going to be one of the buffers. You're like, it's a 4-match show. Am I really going to get too excited about this? I was digging it. My 4-year-old was digging it. He thought a lot of that stuff was awesome. Awesome. And I have to admit, pleasantly surprised. I thought it would be more of a squash. Wasn't expecting out of it what it was. And lo and behold, pretty solid match where the crowd was coming down because that women's chamber match was arguably one of the best women's chamber matches in history. So it was kind of like, where are we going here? But it took a long time for all 4 guys to get the crowd. And that's kind of where they really lost them. And you look at Dunne hit a move. It looked like it could lead to a title change, false finish with Dominic interfering. Referee ejects him. And then you're kind of thinking, maybe we're going to go there. Maybe WWE's going to pull the trigger. WWE didn't pull the trigger, but they had Dunne Bate hit the Birmingham on Priest for a long 2 count. They got Priest to the top rope, but Finn Balor grabbed Priest's leg. Balor hit Priest, hit the double choke slam from the middle rope. Balor with an awesome coup de grace for the 1, 2, 3, and the Judgment Day is still your reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. Better than I expected. All 4 guys worked very hard. This was a good show-out match, I thought, for Tyler Bate. We already knew where Pete Dunne was. Tyler Bate, another one. He should, like Tiffany Stratton in the opening match. He showed out. Very, very, very impressive. I was very impressed by the performance of Tyler Bate. And this kind of leads them to where I think they're going to go for WrestleMania. And I know people are going to be upset. No, Steve, no. Awesome Truth, Judgment Day, Undisputed Tag Team titles. I have a feeling where that match is going to go, but we'll save that as we head on to the journey to Philadelphia, as Michael Cole kept emphasizing, 42 days. And then we had the Grayson Waller effect. Grayson Waller. Love that. I love him. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the whole act, the presentation. You had Theory bashing Australia, and then he's the greatest thing coming from Australia. Grayson Waller gets a heck of a pop, goes around in the announce desk area over there. UFC heavyweight Tai Tuivasa. And yes, the reason we all love Tai Tuivasa, the shoey. They're pouring the beers in the shoe, chug it back. I do have to say the Grayson Waller. Chugged the whole beer next time, because I know you didn't. Felt like Grayson Waller kind of let the people down there. Get in the ring, Seth comes out. He introduces Seth. Everyone's in the whoa, whoa. I'm not. Thank you for everyone watching. Before I'm seeing a lot of people popping in, popping out. Make sure you guys do leave a comment if you got any questions, comments about the WWE Elimination Chamber. Watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on Twitter, make sure you follow me now. Hit that follow button. Also, if you're watching on Instagram Live, make sure you follow me on Instagram, S Muehlhausen JR, and the same thing on Twitter as well. But then everyone's probably, oh my God, Steve, you're dancing. But any questions and comments, they will get asked. If you want to leave a super chat, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to be so kind, leave a couple bucks. Sure. If not, I'll still answer your question. That's fine. I'm not going to be that guy. Or I'm not going to be that podcast host. So then, amazing pop for Seth. Cody comes out. Oh my goodness. I thought that was so cool. That Kingdom. That crowd sang that dang song from start till he got to the middle road. He's kind of, that Cody guy's kind of over. Just like a little. Over like Rover. But a great reaction for Cody. And it seemed like they were, right at the beginning, Seth comes right out and just says he has a scoop. He's going to be ready in a couple weeks. He's going to be in a few days. He is going to be medically cleared to face the winner of the men's Elimination Chamber match, which did turn out to be Drew McIntyre. And then Cody. And then you're like, Grayson Waller was starting to go into. Now, one thing before we even continue there, I like how Grayson Waller said to make sure we acknowledge our tribal chief. Who acknowledges their tribal chief? Because they're the ones. And Australia showed out. Plenty of ones down in Perth, Australia. And then they're talking about finishing the story and how you said you were going to give your spot to The Rock. And then you decided that after you gave it to him, then you wanted to change your mind. And this is where I thought they finally were going to address this. Cody brings it up, then it just like cut it. And I'm like, what in the heck are we doing? That has been my problem with this whole story the entire time. Address why he says, I'm giving my spot to you, Dwayne. But 6 days later, you know what? We're not going to do that. That's where the storyline, that's where there's this big like crater, the size of the Grand Canyon. And that's where I have like a major issue with this whole angle. It's been 2 weeks, over 2 weeks. Actually, we're going on 3 weeks if you go with the initial part of the angle. Address it. Why not? That's where I'm having this major disconnect. And boo on WWE for still not going there. Hope maybe we do get there. But I'm not totally convinced yet. Then Cody challenges The Rock for a one-on-one match. Seth comes up and he says, the bloodline never goes at it one-on-one. I got your back. And then Theory cuts him off. And I thought Theory really held his own here. I really liked how Theory was like doing the Rock's catchphrases. And then he was going to do, if you smell what the Rock's cooking. And then got cut off by Cody and Seth. We got a curb stomp. Cody beat him up. We got a crossroads. Fans left happy. Fans got happy. Fans are excited. So the storyline still intertwining. We do get now, maybe we're going to get The Rock and Cody. But the two things here. First thing, Michael Cole never even mentioned The Rock is going to be on SmackDown, even though WWE yesterday, on Friday, said The Rock will be in Glendale, Arizona, the home of the Glen. I think it's the Desert. Oh, God, I forget the full name of that arena. It's where the Phoenix Suns play. And in Glendale, Arizona. But they did not mention The Rock is going to be on SmackDown. Why? Not a good job there. That was a shockingly glaring hole there by WWE. And I was shocked they even left that little bit of an opening. But The Rock and Cody. Everyone was aligning, they're going to do the tag match. They're going to do Seth and Cody against Rock and Roman. What do you guys think? Are we getting the tag match or are we getting the singles match? And I think The Rock will respond on Friday's edition of SmackDown. I think what they do and what they should do, I don't know if they're going to do it. And I haven't asked and I'm not going to. Because I want to be surprised. Do it for the title shot. The Rock wanted to face Roman Reigns for the title. Cody wants to face Roman Reigns for the title. Here it is. I want him to face Roman Reigns. Even though I gave it to you, Dwayne. I'm changing my mind. I got to fill my story. I would go that headlines night one. The winner faces Roman Reigns. Therefore, you don't give the fan. I would have The Rock win. Have him win. You could start planting seeds of dissension between The Rock and Roman. Leading up. You can create a lot of doubt. You can intertwine two stories at one time here if they're, this team is very, very smart and they're more than capable of doing it. Just a question more of, are they going to do it? Because I don't think you have Cody beat both guys. You could. But I don't think Cody's beating Roman Reigns if they go that route. But I would go the winner gets the title shot. And there you go. That's really the route I would honestly go. I would have The Rock accept this week on SmackDown. You got your two main events. Winner gets the title shot at Roman Reigns on night 2, which to me makes, if we're just being brutally honest about it, I think that's the best route to go. Why not go that way? They've done, I know people saying they fumbled this and, but they're getting the proper reactions that they should be getting. And I like the fact that they are doing that. I think that's very smart. It's highly intelligent. But who would win? And I think you really got to start, and you can get those wheels turning, and then you're going to get the fans on side. You're going to get the Cody crybabies. Oh my God, he's going to win. Why is Dwayne even in this spot? But then you're going to get the Dwayne fans. Yeah, Dwayne, come on, beat Cody. I just like you got the Attitude Era fan base, and you got this generation's fan base. I am down for that idea. Downtown to Chinatown. I am ready for the Cody crybabies and the Attitude Era fans, and they're colliding, and they're doing it right now, and I'm here for it. I want to see it. I think it's cool. Why not? Worlds collide. Who wins? Attitude Era, this generation. Who faces Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? I think it's interesting. And there's definitely some ways you can go around it. The Rock will, if The Rock doesn't answer this Friday, I'm going to be very, very surprised. But I would do the match. We would headline night 1. Someone's wrestling 2 nights. But who's it going to be? I think that is the $1 million question. And that, to be quite frank, I think is the route they should go. The men's elimination chamber match. Not the best men's chamber match, but also not close to the worst. And there's been some stinkers. I think this was more, to me, more in the middle. This was more, it was star-studded. But something felt, I don't know, to me something just felt off. You started with McIntyre and LA Knight, and I thought this was a good, I think they view how they view, I know people are like, oh, LA, and they even said it, Michael Cole said it early on in the match when it was Knight and McIntyre. It felt like Knight's cooled off, and he has. Because you were giving him the ultra mega push, and it's really digressed. But I thought it was solid. I could have, you could have gone a couple different ways. You had Lashley eliminated first, which I was fine with. But then this is kind of where the part of the match where I was kind of like, because you had McIntyre, you had LA Knight hit the BFT on Orton, hits the BFT on McIntyre. He's pinning McIntyre. And here comes the AJ Styles. Man, AJ Styles must really, really, really hate LA Knight. The fact he came to Australia just to smack him with a chair like 20 times and give him a Styles clash on the chair. That's a whole hate to like another level. I respect that. I seen where AJ was going there. Interesting. I can see where he was going there. Not a fan. The match was good. But then you had that. And then you had, I like how they got rid of Owens. And you had Logan Paul, you had McIntyre, and then you had Orton. Paul takes out the brass knucks, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna hit both guys. Beautiful camera work. And I want to commend the camera work here. Tremendous. I liked the overhead camera angles. I liked the side camera angles. Gave it a big sports feel. Lee Fitting, unsung hero since he came to WWE from ESPN. Has made the presentation so much better in just a short amount of time. Extremely well done. And you've noticed the different camera angles they've gone in. And here comes Orton out of nowhere with an RKO. 1, 2, 3. There goes Logan Paul. And then you had Orton, McIntyre, and Orton doing a good job the whole match. I know people give Randy Orton a bunch of crap, and I get it. But the way Orton sold here in this entire match, that lower back, fantastic work. Loved it. So Orton hits. They're going at it. Orton hurts his back. He's crawling up, struggling to climb up. McIntyre's getting ready. He's just sitting there grinning like, just get up. Because he wanted to get up, try to claymore him again, get on to him, but then he's standing there. Orton's climbing up. Boom. RKO on McIntyre. Seems like he's going to go to WrestleMania. And here comes that dastardly Logan Paul with the brass knuckles. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre heads to WrestleMania. He will face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. And it seems like you got a couple different, maybe a 3 or a 4-way here with Logan Paul defending against LA Knight. Orton, maybe AJ Styles. You kind of got a hobnodge there. I like the finish. But the thing I don't like is how you did this finish twice with McIntyre. I get he's the heel character. He speaks the truth and all that. I get the character angle of where they're going. But I think that really hurts McIntyre with 2 of the same finishes in the same match. I would have saved that for the end. Beat Knight clean. I would have, or have someone else get the pin. Have Owens get the pin. Have Orton get the pin on Knight. Not McIntyre. You could have done that I wasn't the world's biggest fan of how they did that. Was another booking flaw that I was kind of like, I would have gone a different way. Then we got the main event. Rhea Ripley, we talked about earlier, Rhea Ripley beat Nia Jax to retain the women's title. Good match, solid match. You knew where it was going. It was just more of how they get to the finish. They're playing up the how can Rhea get Nia up. Seeing Nia do a Samoan drop from the top, Samoan drop through the table. And then Nia's going to the top. Ripley with a beautiful superplex. Finally got her up, got this big entry. Yeah. Then gets Nia up for the Riptide. 1, 2, 3. The Australian fans go crazy, and Rhea Ripley cements her spot in WrestleMania as she will face Becky Lynch for the Women's Championship. That was the show. Would I take time to watch the entire show? I probably would, because there was a lot of things to like. Like you could have done without, like it felt like the tag title match was more of a filler, but everything had a point of where it was going. You know, the big stuff, the 2 chamber matches, the segment with Cody and Seth and Grayson Waller. So overall, a solid show. I would take some time out on a Saturday night and grab some popcorn and a beverage, and I would definitely watch. But that is it for today. I want to thank everyone so much. We had a lot of people bouncing in, a lot of people bouncing out. Thank you so much. It really, really does leave a lot. I'm not going to answer comments. I got to get my son ready for a dance with his mom. So I got to make sure that gets all taken care of. But we will answer questions coming up on probably Monday. I'm going to kind of make a decision here when we're going to continue doing this, but more than likely Monday night after Raw. We'll talk about the news coming out of this show. But don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And even if you're not watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button by searching The Walkway to Fight Club. Leave a comment. And also, make sure you watch the videos. A ton of great stuff coming up. So hit that subscribe button. Watching on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at SMuehlhausenJR. Same thing on Instagram. And if you didn't watch this whole thing and you're coming in, coming out, you can find it and it'll be up a little bit later today on your favorite podcasting platform, Apple, Spotify, Google Play. Just type in The Walkway to Fight Club and we will give it a shout. A lot of cool stuff coming up this coming weekend in the future. Thank you so much. This is Steven Muehlhausen. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. I'm out of here.